Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna learn together how we can build Docker image for our Java application. In this tutorial, I'm gonna build a Spring Boot microservice which will expose one get endpoint. We're gonna call this endpoint get endpoint once we start our Docker container. We're gonna use Maven to build this project to generate Docker image for us. So let's get started. So I have this window here. It's a Maven project I have built, but you can also create it by going to File, New, and Project, and selecting here Maven. In the next window, you can give the name of microservice, whatever you want, like deck or demo service, like I've given. So once you have that, you can click on Finish, and you will end back on this window. Also, to accomplish our task, I have set up some dependencies for us. I'm using here Spring Boot 2.3.0 release version, and I have added one Spring Boot starter web dependency which we need to expose our endpoints from this microservice. Okay, to start with, I will first create a package for us. So say the package is com.demo.controller. And we have here a controller, say we have greeting controller, and I'm using Spring terminology, so we need REST controller to consider this class as a controller for us, which will expose one endpoint. And as I said, it will be a get mapping. It will be we need to have a public method here, says it's something, say thing, it can be anything, and it will return me some string, say hey Ankit, and it will be get mapping. So let's say our endpoint is called hi, so whenever we're gonna call hi, we will get back hey Ankit. And also we need a class having our main method. So say the class name is application, and it will have a main method for us, and this, and as I said, it's a Spring Boot application, and we need here Spring application dot run, and the name of the class and the arguments. Done. So our simple microservice is ready. The name of the microservice is Docker demo service, and it's there. So once we start it, we're going to call this endpoint, and we will get back the string value. Okay, so for Maven. So now our main aim of today's video is to how we can create a Docker image from this Java application. So there I'm using I'm going to present you two different ways of generating Docker image for us. First is Spotify, and second is Google-jib plugin. So Spotify, so I have added a plugin here called Spotify, Docker Maven plugin for Spotify, and here as per this plugin, it says I will create a Docker image for you. Just what I need from you is a Docker file on your root directory and a Docker engine setup on your local. So I already have set up local Docker engine running on my local, and here's a Docker file I have already created before. So it's simple. In this Docker file, it says download me OpenJDK file for me, and copy whatever is there the target directory to app.jar, and finally it will run java -jar command to this app.jar when we'll start our Docker container. So to create Docker image for us, so first I'm gonna use maven command. So maven clean install. So this command will run all the test cases we have. If our build is successful, there is no issues with the build, compilation error, or test cases, finally it will create a Docker image for us. So back to Docker file, I have written here, add whatever is there in target directory start.jar to my app.jar. So if you look in the target directory, I have one jar called app.jar. It will copy this jar into app.jar, and finally it will run this jar. So that is done, and in few seconds our Docker image is also created. So now I will start this Docker image. So it will be Docker run. As I already said, Docker engine is installed on my local, so I can run this command. But if you don't have Docker engine, please do install by following link which I have shared in my video. So Docker run, and I also need to expose the port. So our local container which is running on 8080. As we know, Spring Boot run on 8080. It start Tomcat. It runs on 8080 by default. So we need to expose this internal port to the outside so that we can access. So outside, I will access it on 8080, and internal it is 8080. So it will start a Docker container for us here. As you can see, it will take few seconds. So it just took less than 5 seconds here, and it's up. I will go to another terminal, and I can fire this command: curl http localhost. So I exposed it on 8080, and then the endpoint. Our endpoint was hi. Moment I do that, we got hey Ankit. So our endpoint is there. So here we could get create Docker image for us, and it's working perfectly fine. No issue with that. Using Spotify Maven plugin. The second plugin I told you about I'm going to use is Google-jib plugin. Google-jib plugin is very useful, and it is wait, I commented something wrong. Okay. So, and the next plugin is very nice, Google-jib plugin. So here this plugin says what Google says: okay, you don't need to give me a Docker file. You don't need to have a Docker engine running on a local. I will create Docker image for you. You don't need to do anything. You just need to use my plugin. So I'm using here Jib Maven plugin from Google, version 2.3.0, and the name of the final image will be this. So even I can delete this Docker file, and now if I run this command, I have written everything here. Definitely I will share everything with you guys. And now if I run this here, it will create a Docker image for us. I will later explain you the benefits of G plugin. It will also take few seconds, but definitely lesser than the Spotify plugin. It's done, it's there. So this is the image, Docker demo service jib. This, and I will go back here. I will stop this previous running container, and I will use now G plugin image. So it will also take few seconds, but definitely less than this. It took here less than 5 seconds, took less than 4 seconds. It's up and running. I will again execute curl command, and I will get back the same result. Amazing. So here we learned two ways to create a Docker image for us. One is through Spotify, Maven Spotify plugin, and second is from G plugin from Google. The benefits of G plugin is quite more than the Spotify plugin. First of all, you don't need to have Docker file on a root directory. Second is you don't need to have Docker engine set up on a local. It will create a Docker image for you. And the third benefit is the size. If you check the size of both these images which we have just generated, the G plugin took 142 MB, whereas Spotify plugin took 200 MB. This is because we are using OpenJDK image here for Spotify, and for G plugin it uses distorless Java image, which is quite less in size. The most important use case benefit of G plugin is our CI/CD pipeline. In our CI/CD pipeline, we need first it will build our project. It will see if we have some compilation error or not. It will run all our test cases. It will run different quality checks, maybe SnarQ, maybe PMD different checks. It will run, And once everything is fine, the next step will create Docker image for us. But before G plugin, we had to use Docker in Docker. So first we had to start Docker container first, and then this plugin, Fabric or Spotify plugin, will create Docker image for us using the Docker engine, Docker which is running in the pipeline. But after G plugin, we don't need all these things. With G plugin, it will create Docker image for us directly without running any Docker in pipeline. So really useful for us. So guys, today we learned two ways of generating Docker for us using G plugin and using maven plugin from Spotify. And I have tried to write everything, cover everything in this readme file. So I will share this with you. In my description, I will added a link of my GitHub profile URL to you guys, and you can check my code. And if you need anything, you want to have any doubt, or if you have any query, do comment on my channel. Also here I have given you this detailed documentation of both the plugins, and also how you can set Docker Hub on a local, and then you can also push your Docker image to your Docker Hub registry. I have also given a command how you can push your image to the Docker Hub. So sorry, this one. So yeah, so that was for today. So guys, I hope we really learned something good together, and in future I'm gonna come up with a lot of nice videos for us. And do leave a comment, valuable feedback, and do subscribe my channel if you really liked my video. And take care guys, and see you soon. Bye.